Welcome to another edition of Lama Drives. Well, Von Drives this time. We're off to Melbourne this afternoon for a barbecue, but not before we had to drop off a Kickr belt in a Kickr emergency.
It was a Kickr emergency.
It was a commergency. Good friend...
A Wahoo went out.
Our good friend Jim had taken apart his Kickr and he'd also broken his belt in the process. Kickr version 1, and we can't have anybody with a broken Kickr in our vicinity when we can help. So straight to Jim's. We had a quick look at the inside of the Kickr.
Yeah, it's fascinating actually. I've never seen it.
Original Kickr, version 1, Gen 1. And we dropped off a belt, but also some golden stickers as well. So hopefully Jim will send us through the picture of the rebuilt Kickr for his wife, Libby, who wants to ride on Zwift this afternoon.
Yeah.
With the golden stickers as well. We have just heard, and spoiler alert for the Com Games road race, Still Von Hoff just took the win.
Oh, Aussie win, Aussie women, both winning gold.
Chloe Hosking took the win today
Gold.
in a very surgical, perfectly executed team game.
Yes.
Not a lot of fireworks within that race. A lot of hard work, but not a lot of fireworks. In the men's race, whoa! And Steele taking the win after breaking some vertebrae only a few weeks. Unbelievable. Really, really good to see Steele get the win there. So as promised over at LAX Airport, the follow-up of our trip to the US.
Ah, yeah.
So
It seems like so long ago now.
it was only a week ago. But look, at LAX there, we thought we'd have brilliant bandwidth. We had horrible bandwidth.
Oh, what is it? We're the home of the internet. There was no bandwidth.
I just don't understand. Anyhow, I did leave that video. I thought I was going to pull the video down because it was just so... But even my mum watched it and said, oh, that was good. Catch up with you guys. And someone did comment with, oh, I've missed you guys. Get home soon. So I thought I'd leave that one there. But I wanted to do the follow-up because we have a few little things that I wanted to shoehorn in. Some cycling, some not so cycling, but some things that I'd like to know as well. So again, like a lot of the content that I do, it's stuff that I'm tinkering with, what I want to know about and what I want to pass on. So a few of those coming up today. So this is the full wrap up of the trip. So our flight over, we were on 2 different flights. We made sure we got the best deal of flights over. It's not the cheapest place to go to, the other side of the world. So we're on 2 separate flights. On my flight, we had some rap royalty. Ooh. Black Eyed Peas. The guy from Black Eyed... No, not that guy from... No, not that guy either. That other guy from Black Eyed Peas. He was... What was his name again? I've even forgot. Taboo. Taboo from Black Eyed Peas? Yeah. So the guy with longer hair from Black... Anyway, he was on my flight. That was pretty cool. Walking around the flight as we got on. I didn't want to hassle him. I didn't want to fanboy out. But being a kid of the 90s and late 2000s, I guess, we know their music pretty well. Anyway, Taboo. That's his name. I had to look it up on Instagram to find out what his name actually was. Anyway, Taboo was on my flight, 14 hours. Flight wasn't too bad. How was your flight, Von? I chased you over using Flight 24.
Yeah, you were lucky. You had internet on your flight. Ah, yeah.
If I've got internet, I can kill time just doing internet things. Reddit is a sink for time, but you can learn a lot of stuff.
I smash the movies. I try to get as many in as possible.
Yep.
I was so successful, I've now forgotten every single one I've watched. But if you ask me later on if I've seen it, I'd let you know. I won't tell you what the name is of it. It was like, that one about Wonder Woman and the family.
And the fish, and the woman who fell in love with the fish.
Yeah.
And it was the shape of something or other that's falling from the sky right about now. She didn't get the hint. The shape of water.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I watched documentaries on the Vietnam War for 10 hours. That's my kind of fun.
That is not my kind of fun.
I
That's
liked
like
it.
Torture.
It was kind of interesting. So our flight over, we landed at 6 a.m, 30 minutes through customs to bags to out. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I've been there before, so I've had the fingerprints done. So that helps. You've had the fingerprints done too before. Now, you also get your photo taken when you get a little receipt to go through. It's kind of a weird process going through LAX. I made sure for my receipt, I looked as awake as possible. I'll put my photo up here. So very awake after 14 hours of the flight. After that, we had the morning to kill. Oh, I've got to be careful with my words. We had the morning to spend time...
At leisure.
Consuming time, yeah. So we went over to the CVR World Cup. Frank Garcia and co were holding a CVR World Cup series that morning with the finals. We just happened to be in the area, which was kind of cool.
Yeah,
Now,
so we saw some notifications on Facebook that the race was on. We're like, that's LA, that's when we're there.
so we went over, so it just happened to be a coincidence. So we jumped onto an Uber, dropped over there into the 1984 Velodrome in Los Angeles, where it was held. Olympic Velodrome, where the event was held, and a few familiar faces because this time last year, Von and I were in Vegas with CVR racing.
Yeah.
So it was good to catch up with, and we caught up with Frank. And the funniest thing, I felt pretty proud of this moment. Frank walked over, and he's like, "What do you think of all this, Shane?" You know, I haven't spoken to Frank for a long time, and he goes, "You know what?" And I talked to him about the new format, which is multiple races, multiple stages, and things like that, which is one of my requests or comments from post-London. And Frank looked at me and goes, "This is all your fault," and had a big laugh. So I was really happy to see my contribution there may have gone towards making that a better thing.
Yeah,
Super
and
cool.
you know, so if you describe the format, there's multiple races, so that you can try and gain points across the heats.
Yeah, so it's not just one-hit wonders. Like, it's not as if you have a mechanical or turn the wrong way or have something that can happen during a race. You can redeem yourself in the next race or two. There's also a sportive category and an elite category, plus the pros. It was all good. It's good to see. We've spoken about this on the Zwiftcast recently as well. So look out for the latest edition of the Zwiftcast on zwiftcast.com, iTunes, etc., which I'm a member of or part of the process of that. So Von, you spent a few days in Santa Monica. Did you get any biking in?
No, I was pretty jet lagged actually, and you know, trying to just get my body clock ticked over. So yeah, I just did some sightseeing. It was great.
So while Von went to Santa Monica, I was on a bus with the crew. Actually, it was with the Zwiftcast crew. We're like naughty boys at the back of a bus, getting shipped out to Ojai. There we go. It's on the side of this is our free jumper we got. So in Ojai, it was the Zwift offsite or the Zwift conference. Indoor cycling conference, all Zwifters from around the world, Zwift employees or associates, close associates, I'd have to say. There wasn't a lot of people who weren't employees. I was the lucky one who wasn't an employee who was there. I do a lot of work with, I ride Zwift a lot. So it was good to present there. So my presentation was on Zwift and the competitors of Zwift. Well, I guess what's happening in this space with virtual cycling and the technology behind, the user interface, the user experience, etc. The 160 people there from Zwift, a lot of new employees who hadn't been around as long as a lot of us. A lot of new employees that Zwift cannot hire fast enough, which is cool to see a startup going like that. Really cool. And a lot of them got to see the history of where Zwift came from. And I got to present my history on Zwift as well. So 3 years ago, Zwift came out. It was when the beta was open to public. It was in the Melbourne event. So I've been around a long time with Zwift stuff, and I think I'll still be hanging around Zwift a little bit longer as well, because this kind of weather, it's good for indoors.
Yeah, I did a session this morning. Yeah.
Now,
we're back on the horse.
Now, the horse itself, it's the Wahoo Horser, or commonly known as the Kickr, Kickr Climb.
Yeah.
How did you find the Kickr Climb?
I've done 2 sessions on it now. And I have to say, when you're just riding along, you don't even notice that it's there. It's like this subtle, just enhancement of the riding experience that you've got. And then when you do, like you notice something change significantly in the gradient, that's where you really notice when you want to change where your body position is on the bike. So if the bike tilts up or tilts down, you will either want to, climb out of the saddle or, just completely change where your body weight is. Otherwise, you're off the back or off the nose of the saddle. So it can get to extreme points. I managed to hit both of those extremes in both of my rides. Quite surprisingly, my favourite little one that made me squeal a little bit was when you do the jungle circuit and you've got the plank bridge, the one. And then you've got that really sharp little top bit to top out at the top. I was like, to get over the top.
It does kick a little bit. So it livens up. What I've said in my review / experience video of the Kickr Climb was it's something that, look, it's a premium level product. If you never had one, you never may know what it's like or the immersion that it provides. But if you take it away, you want it back.
Yeah, interesting. So I think some people would like just to have that fixed plane. So if you have a Wahoo Kickr desk or something like that, or a desk in front of you, having something moving up and down, you want to make sure that proximity of something within reach gives you enough space to do that. And so it depends. If you're sitting there on your bike and using it as just as a little spin bike and doing things at a work desk or at a table, if you've got something there, you might want to reconsider how you use it. This is more for a full ride experience rather than just a front prop mount.
So premium level experience. It's not for everyone. It's not an entry level product, I guess. It's for those. It's sort of like the people who play either a flight simulator on their computer or a car simulator versus those who get the pedals and the steering wheels or the cockpits and VoIP to other people. It's just that level. I'm keen to see where this is heading with other technology, other companies, what other immersion we can do. The rocker plate with the Kickr Climb, we'll have to get Von on a rocker plate and get Von's take on that as well. I like where this is heading. I like what it's heading. It's still all a game though, let's be honest. It's good training, but it's still all a game. Outside is where you apply the craft of cycling, for sure. But look, when the weather's like this, get us indoors, put the telly on, and away we go. You can still get your fitness fix for the day, or maybe for the next 6 months in Ballarat here.
I had a new experience on Zwift today. I joined one of the Tour of Watopia rides, because it's not a race. And I didn't know when it had started. So it just said, this event is on now, would you like to join? Yep. And it teleported me to halfway up the main climb. I was like, I've started my ride without any warm-up.
Welcome to the jungle, baby.
And I was straight up the hill, and I'm like, oh no, that's cool, because we'll probably just drop down. And so I didn't know what the course was as well. Yep. It was surprise me kind of concept. Right. But we ended up going up the top of the radio tower. I was so not prepared for that. I think I called you at one point and just said, Shane, come and help me. Give me a drink or something.
And there's quite a few familiar faces up there as well. I saw a couple of names that I recognised on that list. So
yeah, thanks for those that said hi to me as well. It was appreciated. It was like in the pain moment.
So back over to our time in the US. Great time spent there in Ojai with the Zwift team. I was even involved, and a few of us who weren't part of Zwift official were involved in the team building process. That's a bit of fun. And we got second. We got second out of 20 teams. Our team was number 2. We had to do...
Not competitive much, eh?
Well, we had one new guy. One new guy is like, I want to win this thing. I'm so competitive. And we're like, oh, this guy. Oh, no.
There's always one guy.
But that was the initial... And then once we broke the ice, we're like, this guy, hell yeah. And he was running around. One of the women from the UK wasn't really much into it. And I was like, I've got stuff to do. I'd rather be back working on my laptop or something and getting things done. And she says, how about we all go to the... I can't do a British accent. How about we all go to the bar? We had 2 hours to do this. How about we go to the bar for 90 minutes, work out what we're going to do for the last half hour, and then we'll come back. I'm like, I don't drink, but I'm with her. We did end up going to the bar, but we did get second place. So that was a bit of fun. So feet back on the ground, back into LA for me, caught up with Von, and I finally, now this is off track of cycling, but this is on track, have a hell of a lot of fun. I got to take Von to Disney for the first time. I've been to Disney for 3... I was going to say I'm a closet Disney fan. There's no mistaking it. I love Disneyland. It's so cool. I love what it's... From a consumer point of view, it's goddamn...
It's a great experience.
It's expensive. But it's... As a kid, if we knew someone who went to Disneyland, which was always on the other side of the earth, they were like, tell us about it, show us your photos. It was a magical place. Still is.
I never thought that I would get to go.
So we got to take Von to Disney.
Bucket list tick.
So top tips for Disneyland, because I'm becoming an old hat at Disney now, and Von was there for the first time. When I first went there, I was just overwhelmed. I didn't know what Fast Pass was. So my top tips for Disneyland, and Von, you can throw in how your experience was. Research the place first, so know what you want to go and ride and go and plan out. Get there early. The lineup at the start isn't for the tickets, it isn't to get in, it's for the bag check. Don't take any extending tripods or selfie sticks, they're banned. Fixed ones are okay. But I think the number one tip for Disney is learn Fast Pass. Maybe watch a few YouTube videos on what Fast Pass is about. Just in summary though, a Fast Pass is you've got the standard line where people line up for rides, And then you've got Fast Pass, where you can either get a physical ticket or book it onto your phone, or schedule a ticket, and then you come back at a certain time, and you get to the faster line, the priority line, VIP line, I guess. It is a little bit more for a ticket for Fast Passes, a little bit more again to be able to book it on your mobile phone. You can schedule your day around that. It works really well. Now, Von is a big Indiana Jones fan, and the very first ride I took her on, quick, we forgot to get a Fast Pass
That
for
was
this.
my priority ride. I was like, we got to do the Indiana Jones ride.
And I'm like, there's one part that you're going to love. The ride broke down.
Yeah, we were on the ride, it broke down. First Disney experience. Failed on the first ride.
Man, more servers. Why didn't that work? So
I booked a ticket on the Zwift help desk to see if they could
more
fix
servers.
it.
More servers. So, and it was right at the point where this big ball rolls at you and it gets really exciting and the ride just stops and I'm like, oh, that ruined it. So we spent a few days at Disney. The very last ride we went on was the last Fast Pass we got for the same ride. So we bookended it and it was good.
Yeah,
it was
great. It was really good.
So Fast Passes, never line up for a ride in the standard line. I think the longest we saw was 80-minute lineup for cars. Now, that may be okay if you're a local to Disney or a local to the area and you can just go there in a family pass, but if you've travelled the other side of the world, you've got limited time, you can't stand in line for that long. Fast passes are the way to go. After 2 full days at Disney, I think we clocked up 35 kilometres of walking.
Oh, yeah.
There was a lot of
Got
walk.
my walk on.
Oh, yeah, another tip for Disney, train to walk, because you're going to be walking a lot.
And
so
put proper walking shoes on or runners.
yeah, it's really, like a lot of the families there get it right, they know.
Take snacks.
It's
Water.
just treat it like a training ride or a long training day, like I do with like long haul flights, and I recommend other people do as well. Just space your meals out, drink a lot of water, and wear comfortable shoes. There was Under Armour were everywhere. Under Armour it must be just a thing in the US, I guess. But everyone had running shoes on or sports shoes.
Yeah, they were equipped.
Everyone was prepared. So another tip for Disney there. And then San Francisco for a few days with family, which was really good. Up to the snow. They've got snow in California. I never knew they had snow in California. I hadn't done my research.
Well, considering we were going from 25 to 30 degree days.
Yeah. And California's a big, long state. So we went into trucking
Inland.
Lake Tahoe. Now, we weren't too far from Reno, which is nearby where Trainer Road was born.
Okay.
The other indoor software for training. I know why they wanted to invent some good indoor training software. They get 5 meters of snow near there a year. 5 meters. We get, maybe 1.5 meters in certain areas in Australia. Very, very small areas, but there's a lot of snow, very cold place. Von got some snowboarding in up at, which one did you go to? It wasn't
Alpine Meadows.
Alpine Meadows. We went over to Squaw for dinner on the way, and just
Squaw Valley, yeah.
watching all the roadies ride around, I was just, I just wanted a road bike.
Oh, I would love to go there in spring, summer.
Yeah.
I mean, we were winter, spring shoulder.
Yep.
So spring, summer would be amazing. Yeah. Yep.
That would be fantastic. There's the big open roads and the descent down. We chased a guy. He was riding, just enjoying the descent. I'm like, I hadn't ridden a bike for a week or so. I just wanted to get out of there on the bike. In San Francisco, we found a place, if you follow my Instagram, maybe a few other social channels as well, we found a place called Sports Basement. I'm not sure why. Why Josh took us to Sports. He thought we'd love it. He got it right. Oh my Sports Basement. What? So it was an old supermarket or something, and it was just a sports warehouse stuff of just cheap. 2 pairs of jeans. I got a pair of Hokas. I've spoken about my Hokas. Hoka, however you say it. Love those shoes. And sports bars as far as the eye can see. Now, I call these dog biscuits for cyclists, because, well, for me anyway, they're special treats. Oh, we had even brands I'd never seen before. And the first...
I was pretty much eating stroop waffles just for breakfast, so...
because America.
Yeah.
And they were cheap. The rule was, on day one when we went to Sports Basement, because we did return for more the next day, was I said to Von, okay, stock everything up, and as soon as you drop 1 bar, that's it. So we got about 13 or 14 bars or gels or jelly beans and
Each.
yeah, each. There was even a birthday cake flavoured gel.
Goo, yeah.
Goo gel, birthday cake flavoured. I'm saving that for a special day. Hey, maybe your birthday. Yeah, there's a special day coming up for Von. I can just imagine we're out in a ride and Von's like, got any spare gels or goos? I'm like, yeah, this one. She'd be like, what? It may have like ginger beer flavour in it as well. There were some strange flavours going on there, but look.
We tried watermelon flavoured
Yeah.
shot blocks today.
Yep.
We don't have those flavours in Australia.
We're like kids at a candy store.
Yeah.
Literally, we are kids at a candy store there. So that was a bit of fun. What else happened there? We were then back to Hollywood for a couple of days.
Yeah.
The reason why we spent so much time, I was over there for 2 days at the Zwift conference, but I always like book out flights a lot further because travelling that far, you want to make the most of it. And with Von being able to take some time off work and have a holiday as well, we did make the most of it.
That was our family holiday for the year.
Woohoo!
Yay!
So, Hollywood.
Yeah.
We'd been to Vegas before last year, as mentioned. So we'd seen crazy. We'd seen big. We'd seen fake. We'd seen all there is to see with humanity in one little condensed area. So I think that was a good leveler, knowing what Vegas was like. Hollywood was like Vegas, but it stunk a little bit on the street. That aside, what was your impressions of Hollywood? We stayed right in the centre of Hollywood.
We pretty much just did the Walk of Fame there and looked at a couple of shops around there. So it was more enjoying the other parts of the area. So the Hollywood Hills, for example. I really did enjoy our focused hikes that we did. Like one of my key one was I wanted to go to the Griffith Observatory.
You're a rebel? You're a rebel. I'm a rebel. You're a rebel. You're a rebel. Rebel from Yes Man. Rebel.
Yeah, I love that scene.
You're a rebel. You're a rebel.
Red Okay, a lot of energy. I like it.
So we needed a Red Bull halfway up.
Yeah.
That was some serious hike. Now
halfway up, I was just like, what?
I mapped it out from luckily I was in my Hoka's comfortable shoes. I mapped it out for Von. I'd love a good map and a planning a route. And Von's like, I've got no idea where I'm going. I'll just follow you and I'll take the lead. So it was a fair hike up Hollywood Boulevard, Hall of Fame. It's kind of weird going for a hike on the Hollywood Boulevard. Then we're off-piste up the Squirrelville. We saw some squirrels.
Yeah.
Some squirrels. They were real squirrels. We don't have squirrels in Australia. We can't figure out whether they're like a rat or whether they're like a kitten or what.
I don't know. Yeah.
I think they're kind of cute. And we can't work out why squirrels haven't been brought over to Australia. Probably the local wildlife would kill all the squirrels.
Oh, yeah.
Because our local wildlife isn't really that cute. To be jealous if it's cute.
Or friendly.
And friendliness. So we saw some squirrels. We went up to the Griffith Observatory. That place was fascinating. I summed up by, it's where you go on a school excursion.
Yeah.
There's a lot more than I thought. I thought it was just, okay, observatory, fantastic. No, there was, all the meteorites, a lot of people up there as well.
And
Very
description
cool.
about, the sun and all of that kind of thing. Yep.
No sun here today, unfortunately. That was very cool, and we kind of dreaded the walk down, or the hike down from there. It was 7 k's, 8 kilometres from where we'd hiked up, and we're like, oh, the hike down's going to be absolutely horrendous. It was fine. Yeah. So, up on the dirt trails, those rides, I'm a default. I default to cycling. Our hikes are up on Strava, so if you follow me on Strava or snoop my Strava stuff, they're on there, and you can see the routes we took. I highly recommend it to do that walk. So we'll do a selfie with the Hollywood sign. It's just there. Von, did I get this one right? Yeah, I did.
That's enough.
That was something out of the blue. That we thought, okay, we've got 2 days to kill, what do we do? We'll try that one. That was, well worth it. That night, went and saw Ready Player One.
Yeah.
At 3D IMAX.
TCL Chinese Theatre.
In Hollywood, and what I loved, and I think it is a life experience, again, being from country Victoria, on the other side of the world, from small towns, it's kind of cool to go see a Hollywood blockbuster in Hollywood and then walk out onto the Hollywood Hall of Fame.
Yeah. That's nice.
Cool.
It was really good.
That's kind of cool. So, full tourist mode for sure.
I have to say that was one of the best 3D IMAX experiences I have ever had. I was worried that I would get motion sick or whatever, but yeah, it was flawless.
So I think it
looked amazing.
$24 US a ticket, which in Australian dollars is at least 4 or 5 meat pies and a couple of Vegemite sandwiches. Costs a lot of money. That's health food for a week there. Good to see though. I liked it. It was like this in 3D. The screen was right there, so you didn't get the whole I'm sitting in a cinema or a theatre. I liked it. I liked the experience. Ready Player One, a lot of throwbacks to the 80s. Being a kid of the 80s, we love that stuff. Fun, your take on Ready Player One?
Yeah, I enjoyed the film. I really wanted to see it. Like, it did feel like Spielberg was trying to make like the new version of E.T. or something so big that would be iconic and memorable for baseline of kids' lives or people moving forward,
like
that
Goonies
kind of thing.
style.
Yeah.
I think we're past the genre of legendary movies. I really? I don't think nothing's come out. Maybe the Star Wars is kind of cool, but I mean, you can reel them off,
That's
which is
different,
pretty much all 80s.
That's
So
different. That's
Blues
having a
Brothers,
series.
E.T., that's pretty much about it. Like all the 80s films that are just absolute Ghostbusters. All this new stuff. The graphics are amazing. The technology behind them is amazing, but it's expected. So it's all about good storyline. This had a few really good callbacks to other storylines. We won't give it all away, but anyway, it's all good. So Hollywood, walking out there. Day 2 in Hollywood, our final day. Linking it back to Zwift. We met Todd from Zwift 3 years ago. Todd is a Hollywood producer, executive. One of the Hollywood, I don't know what they are in Hollywood.
He is of the Hollywood.
Of the woods. Does that work? Does a bit of work for Disney. He was the man behind the first show that founded, I guess, Selena Gomez's career.
Okay.
So he was behind all that. So he's a local and was happy to show us around. I've kept in touch with Todd. He's doing his own thing now, away from Zwift. He was with Zwift the first 6 months or 12 months, I think. But I've kept in touch, and we got shown around Hollywood by a local.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, I've got to pop my ears. We are the first time I've been down from altitude for a while. Okay, ears popped. Ballarat is at 350 metres. I think we covered that in Slane's talk. So we do drop down to sea level. Getting shown around by a local, I need to grab that with both hands every opportunity. We've had a lot of people say, like, oh, yeah, Shane, we've got a bike for you, come out for a ride. I've been too busy. I need to start scheduling that in.
Yeah.
Being shown around by a local, you've done that a few times up in Seattle, San Francisco itself before. But in Hollywood, to be shown around by someone who knew the ropes, absolutely brilliant. So we hiked to the Hollywood sign.
Yeah.
Hike number 2, again, up on Strava. That's a fair hike. To use it.
It was a longer hike, but I think overall it was easier than the day before. So it was just a different hike.
Yep.
But yeah, so enjoyable. In fact, we extended the hike as well. So we went from kind of the street level up to see Batman, like the original 70s Batman caves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where the car drives out on the original Batman. So the Batcave. Now, Todd hadn't seen that Batcave. Again, when you're local, you don't usually visit the local things. Or he hadn't hiked to the Hollywood sign.
Yeah.
So that was good banter all the way up and all the way down. And,
we went to the front of the Hollywood sign so we could get some good shots.
Glam shots from the front.
And then we hiked up and all the way around the back. And what I guess surprised me was once you get to the kind of top, you're on the ridgeline of the mountain range, and you can see the drop off at the back. It was amazing.
Very cool. It's one of those. I'm in full tourist mode again. Looking back at that, you got to do it.
Yeah,
it was so cool.
It was great. We had a really lovely, good weather day.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Griffith Observatory, and we could see Griffith. What's it? It's 5:20 in the afternoon. I'm tired. We could see Griffith University Observatory. Off in the distance, we're at the Hollywood sign. People say the Hollywood sign is smaller than you think. So I expected this little tiny Hollywood. It wasn't, it was huge.
When you're up close,
yeah. When you're up close. You can only get to the back of it. You can't get to the front because it's all secure. There were security cameras galore all over that.
Yeah.
It's a drone no-fly zone. Todd had a drone in his pocket, pulled it out, and the app stopped it from working.
Interesting.
Because it has GPS, geofencing. Very cool tech. But someone did manage to throw one out of their bags and throw it up and get it buzzing around. Usually I get really, I don't like people throwing drones up, and it wasn't too bad there though. I don't know why. I guess I expected it in a tourist area. But I was in the Grampians this time last year-ish. Nice and quiet. It's like country Victoria in the hills. It's just beautiful sunset. Someone threw a drone up. I wanted to shoot it down. It just
seemed obnoxious.
It wasn't appropriate. Like there was kangaroos hopping around and doing the little punchy things like they do. Anyway, but someone threw a drone up there. Cool to see though when Todd pulled his out with the new firmware and it wouldn't let him do that. I'm still keen on getting a follow drone for covering things that I'm doing out on the bike. So I'm very, very close eye on drones. I'm not known for my cinematography or anything like that, but just the utility of a drone would be kind of handy to have.
Yeah.
So our last day, it was up to the Hollywood sign, back down, and then to another sports store, REI.
Ah, yeah.
REI. We've heard about it, never been. Fallen in love with the place again. It was not. I wouldn't call it up there with Sports Basement though. I think Sports
That
Basement.
was a small REI.
That was a small one.
Yeah, I went to the one in Seattle that was like 3 to 4 levels. It was amazing.
Oh.
You could buy like a kayak and everything.
Oh, it's
like 4 different types of kayaks,
because you can.
Yeah.
Man, those stores, they've got absolutely everything. So, but it was so Californian. It had rock climbing gear, rock climbing shoes, mountain bike stuff, you name it, and a ton of nutrition. Now, I'm hungry right about now, so I keep talking about nutrition. So again, another horde of bars and stuff.
Well, we had been hiking for the last 2 days and shared our snacks with Todd as well.
No, that's right. Yes, yeah, so we had we're like, we're a little bit longer than what we thought. He goes, "What you got?" And we're like, carrot cake with ice cream flavored.
He was that guy. You know, there's always one guy on the right that asks for a gel or something. He's like, "You got a gel?" It was fine. We brought extra.
Yeah. Good times. And then it was on to, I guess to wrap up today's Lama Live and our coverage of our trip to the US. We ended up back in the LAX airport, and that's where, if you were watching it, you watched that video as well. That's where we were, and we did that video from there.
Yeah, we did a little live sesh.
With bad bandwidth, but it was good to catch up and just touch base with everybody on the channel and all, and let people know what's coming up. And we're back home.
Yeah.
So there's our wrap. That's the trip. That's what it was all about.
Wicked.
Every time I go to the US, I love it even more. I don't know what it is.
California is a pretty cool place.
I think it's because we're there in tourist mode as well. So
I was definitely full tourist.
Yeah.
I was tourist engaged.
So people, if you live there, don't take it for granted.
Yeah.
I mean, look at where we live. We live in a pretty beautiful place here, country Victoria, in Australia as well. So yeah, just travelling like that, it gets you to a different perspective on things. And yeah, anybody, I'd love to return the favour to Todd if he wants to come over to Australia. His son's in a band. I think they're going to start touring.
Yeah.
Maybe in tour. I said, come to it. We'll do this. We'll return the favour and take you around, and we'll hike you up some nasty hikes as well. We can't guarantee a carrot cake flavoured Cliff Bar though.
No, we would probably eat them all by then. Hey, maybe we can get him to bring some over.
Oh, now you're talking. Look, with the money saved as well, and I've been thinking about this, it'll be a great little project to do. I saved $100 on those Hokers shoes. I love those Hokers. I don't need to buy 10 of them to actually pay for my trip over there and back. That could act, not that I need 10. Actually, I do need 10 pairs of shoes. I like new pairs of shoes. So, anyhow, I'm into shoes now. What can I say?
Welcome to running.
Running's hard work.
Yeah.
Running machine coming up. Looking forward to that. So I need to. I'm biting off more than I can chew with my runs. I really am. But I'm enjoying the challenge. But I'm also enjoying a few bike rides here and there.
We'll have to enter some kind of like running event and see how they differ from cycling events.
I'm keen for that.
Yeah.
We've been involved
except I'll do a walk and you can run.
we can do that. I've been involved in cycling events for the last 15 years or so. From a entry level to beginner to up and coming to elite level to masters national level. And we've even raced a few international level events. Well, it's in Fiji, it's international. So it'll be good to see the running scene, what that's all about. I think there's a good community there. Okay, that's enough banter for now. Thanks for watching. That's our wrap up of the US. I'm going to have fun with this video chopping in all the little bits, the fireworks from Disney, the water stuff from Disney, captured on my Samsung Galaxy S8. Android fans, if you're still with me, those phones are damn good for video and photos.
And that low light as well. I was quite impressed.
Yeah, really good stuff. So really still impressed with my Android purchase. Okay, back on topic soon, back on the bike, and we'll be riding more hills and coming up with more tech. Von, thanks for coming along, thanks for driving. I promise I'll drive home.
Okay, sounds like a good deal.
And I promise I won't eat all your Cliff Bars.
That's good because I've hidden them.
I'll find them. All right, thanks for watching. We'll see everybody very soon.